Yep, it's me again. They hate me, that's why they give a fuck about me at the same time. As always, JD Miles. The MGTOWs they love to hate. Even the ones that claim everybody loves to hate them, loves to hate MGTOW at the same time as always. And I'm back again. For today's topic of discussion. And this is to all the young gunners out there. All the young all the young fellas who's getting their foot wet in the game. This is sound advice for y'all. And I mean, what you're about to hear is some real shit. You know what I mean? I mean straight up. And before I begin, shout out to Jesus Ed, the host of the Coffee Pot. I'll leave a link to the full video in the description box. Go check it out. But anyway, enough of me babbling here. This is some sound advice to all the young ones who is thinking about getting into a relationship. Take it from the old heads that been through these routes before you. And try not to make the same mistakes. Again, enough of me babbling. Let's get started.
It's in time. Let's get it.
Don't chase women.
Really?
They'll chase you.
Is that your strategy?
Yeah.
Does it work?
Works very well.
Look, no woman is going to be happy with you chasing her all the time. Like all the time. I'm not talking about in the beginning when you guys are coming together. I'm talking about if you live your life chasing a woman and showing up at her doorstep and having flowers and shit and violins and, all that shit, you're killing yourself.
Young man, let me tell you something. And this is on the back of the Will Smith situation. It is neither your responsibility or your fault if a woman cheats on you. Okay?
The relationship is not going to last. The reality is, when you buy your way in and you become a provider and you just become like you represent provision, that's not the same as being sexually stimulated.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like representing provision and just being a guy, I'm going to buy you a bunch of shit. That's weak.
I've always felt you're
Exactly. What LL Cool J is saying is this. And it's been a fact for decades and decades. To those of y'all who think money will buy you everything, no, it doesn't. Money can't buy you love. Money can't buy you a relationship. Money can't buy you a fucking marriage. And if you think I'm bullshitting, look at all the millionaires and billionaires who end up marrying the woman that they wanted, only to end in divorce. Dr. Dre, he's one. Bill Gates, the CEO of Amazon. All these men who are millionaires and billionaires, and in the end, their marriages didn't work out. Their relationships didn't work out. Money don't buy you that type. There's certain things money don't buy. Love, relationships, marriage. Money can buy you that shit. And even if you have the money, what makes you think that they're gonna stick around? And 9 times out of 10, if they divorce you, they're gonna take a good portion of that. But I digress. Let's continue.
a natural ladies' man in the sense that women really love you. The women I know who know you adore you. And you always seem to have a natural affinity around women. Would you accept that?
Yes. I absolutely adore women. I just do. I'm a mama's boy. I absolutely love women. But I also have an abiding respect for them. I think that's what comes across more than, I'm not what you would call a ladies' man.
No.
Exactly. Young men out there, don't let these retarded fucks try to shame and guilt trip you, claiming that you hate women, when in actuality you don't. I'm a MGTOW, and I love women. Out the gate. And just because you're a MGTOW doesn't mean you hate women. If anything, you understand women. You understand their nature. You understand exactly where they're coming from. That's what being a MGTOW is about. Not because you hate women, like what these retarded fucks sit there and claim that we are, off the rip. But let's continue.
I'm not a real big skirt chaser.
Look, Will Smith is one of the most successful men in acting that exists. The brother's a good brother, absolutely lost. But when you go down the emotional rabbit hole of a woman, you'll never survive it.
Facts. And yes, let's use Will Smith for an example here. Will Smith is a damn good actor. So many movies, from Bad Boys to Men in Black, and of course my favorite, iRobot. But look how his wife Jada Pinkett Smith is treating him. First there was the entanglement, or shall I say cheating. Jada Pinkett cheated on Will August Alsina, in which of course y'all should know this. Then there was the Grammy Awards where Will Smith slapped the shit out of Chris Rock for Jada Pinkett and end up paying the price for that. Only to come right back around and have Jada Pinkett shame Will because she wished Tupac was still alive. And then the recent story, now Jada Pinkett is claiming that both her and Will have been separated since 2016. I'm talking about his supposed wife is just completely shaming and guilt tripping him and just putting them in these fucked up situations. These are the type of women y'all should avoid. Avoid them like the plague, young gunners. But let's continue.
I learned in my first marriage, and some in this one, you cannot compete with women when it comes to emotion. We were not built that way. You will break.
See, a guy that...
Hence the reason why y'all constantly hear me say, fuck they feelings. And yes, if you try to compete with a woman in an emotional battle, you will lose each and every time. We're not built for emotion the way they are. And I've seen many men before me completely fall in the deep end trying to compete with these women in emotional battles. Don't ever do it. Don't ever do it. And that's my advice to the young gunners out there. But let's continue.
Guys that use money to sustain their relationships and use money to get their way in. That was me. That's weakness. It's weak. I mean, because you don't believe in you enough. You trying to use money. You see what I'm saying? The money is an exclamation mark. The money makes you more whatever you already are. But you got to bring something to the...
A small-time skirt chaser?
There is a secret I'll tell you after the show.
Come on, what's the secret?
Don't chase women.
Really?
They'll chase you.
Is that your strategy?
Yeah.
Does it work?
Best strategy ever. I mean, think about it, especially in these days and times where you have the Me Too movement. Women complaining about men catcalling and all that type of shit. Well, at this point, okay, you should think to yourself, okay, I can't approach a woman because she'll look at me as a creep or a stalker or this, that, and the third. So what are my other best options? Have her chase you if she's interested. If she doesn't chase you, oh well. Oh well. If she does, oh well. But if she doesn't chase you, at least you won't have to worry about at least you don't have to worry about getting me too'd or having all these false accusations being brought on you. So yes, Morgan Freeman does have a good point on that. But let's continue.
Worked very well. I'm going to get in trouble for saying this because...
Explore this technique for me. So what is the technique of letting them chase you? How do you make yourself known as potentially available?
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They can handle a level of emotional baggage and amending that we can't. So, listen, don't hold yourself responsible for your woman wanting. A woman will always want more than you give her.
Right.
I don't give a damn it. Listen, if you don't believe me, first of all, look at Will Smith. Go back and compare the careers, money, and everything. Mm-hmm. You can't. Go back and look at, you can't compare many men to Will. Go back and look at the richest man in the world, Amazon owner. Mm-hmm. His woman is staring in the face right while he's right there, staring at Leonardo DiCaprio. Mm.
Yes, straight up. I mean, one thing I learned when I was younger, you can have everything a woman wants, and get this, a woman still won't be satisfied. Why? Because she's always on the market. She's always out there looking for the best bargain. Even if she has something, even if she has you, guess what? She's still out there looking for something even better. She's out there looking for the next best thing. She's out there in the front yard checking your neighbor's yard to see if the grass is greener on the other side. But by the end of the day, fellas, it's not your fault. This is in her nature to do that. And yes, it's fucked up. It's fucked up, but the truth is the truth. This is why you got females out here in their 40s and 50s now, constantly complaining about not getting exactly what they want because they were too busy going around trying to find a better bargain and not paying attention to what they had. And as they say, they didn't know what they had till it's gone. And when it's and when they got rid of it, now they realize exactly what they were missing out on. But that's just me. I digress. Let's continue.
A woman is something about them that always desires more. It's not your fault. Mm-hmm. Okay?
How many times you been married, man?
3 times.
3 times?
Yeah. But that's it's my mother's love. That's what you want. That's what we want. Any woman that we associate with because they remind us of our mother, even consciously. Yeah.
Right.
She could be educated, but could have slept, but she had the personality, but there's something about her. That's the only reason I like you anyway, because I'm attracted to my mother and you had that characteristic.
Right. My first love, I fell in love with her because if I got sick, she used to console me like my mother. She was the only motherfucker heal me like my mother. And this ain't on no sex. This was just on some.
Listen, I know you said no sex, but know why it didn't work? Because of sex. You know what I mean?
We look for our mother and our lover.
Yes, Mike. Yes, Iron Mike Tyson is dropping some real game here. We look for our mother and our lover. The problem with that thought process is that our lovers can never come close to being our mothers. And I want y'all to marinate deep on this one. Our mothers will stick with us and be a helpful advisor and consort to us until she passes away, until she leaves this earth. However, can our lover do the same thing? No, she can't. Your lover can be like your mother, but guess what? She may not stick around like your mother. And yeah, I had so many friends in relationships with women that reminds them of their mothers. They stayed together as long as they could, but eventually their lovers decided to go their separate ways. Or their lovers found something better. The grass is greener, so they hopping over there. So by the end of the day, your lover can never be your mother. And that's the one thing, the number one thing. If anything, I want you young fellas to keep in mind. But let's continue because Mike Tyson is going to drop some real shit right here.
Mother could never be our lover because our lover would never love us like our mother. She's not in her. It's not in no woman to love us like our mother loves us. It's not in her. Don't care how much a slave she, don't care how many people she fuck for you, bring you the money. It's not in her to love you like your mother loves you. Eventually she'll turn her back on you. That's crazy. Eventually she'll turn on you, nigga. You treat her like a dog, you turn her.
Love her like your mother loves you. That's the problem.
Yeah, listen. Listen, hey.
It ain't in her to love her like your mother.
Hey. Listen.
Man, that's some real shit.
Trust your future blessing, real quick.
And that's a fact. Eventually, they will leave you. It's not in your lover to be your mother. And yes, there are countless females out here on social media who constantly complains about the men that they're with or had having their mindset of them being their mothers. And this is a fact. Ain't no bullshit here. But nevertheless, if you want to see the rest of Jesus Ed the Coffee Pots video, I'll leave the link to the full video in the description box. Go check them out. Tell them JD Mouse sent you. And as far as everything goes, I said what I had to say. I'm done. Young gunners, learn from the ones that have been before you, and don't make the same mistakes they made. And I'm out this bitch. Later.